You just saw a scene from last year's Miss USA pageant, and if you're looking forward to watching this year's pageant, well, then you need to make sure you have a stable internet connection. The pageant will only be available as a live stream on July 12th. It is a last-ditch effort by organizers to salvage viewership after NBC and Univision dropped out due to Donald Trump's comments about Mexico. But the network's not the only ones cutting ties to the pageant. The hosts and several performers have also called it quits. But what about the contestants? Where does the controversy leave them? Joining us now at the anchor desk, the former Miss Vermont USA, Dr. Lisa Palmer.
Hello.
We note that Dr. Lisa is also a marriage and family therapist. Lisa, it's good to have you back on Newsmax Prime.
Thanks for having me back.
Well, when you heard this news about NBC and Universal dropping the pageant, what was your initial reaction?
I was so disappointed. I mean, I can just imagine every little girl and their mother at home waiting to see this pageant, and they're going to be so disappointed. As you know, I was in the pageant. This is a Super Bowl for women, for many people who want to watch this, and they're going to be so disappointed. Absolutely.
So you heard about this. Where does the blame belong? Do you put it on NBC and Univision? Is it Mr. Trump? Where do you think, where does it lie?
I think people got very emotional and they kind of jumped the gun. I think that they should have waited until after the pageant was over to renegotiate the terms. These women, you know, they're in Louisiana right now. They're looking forward to going live. They're not going to go live on television so far. And it's just a huge disappointment. I mean, these women wait their whole lives. It's so much work that they put into this, and they're going to be, their dreams are shattered.
Well, tell us about your time as Miss Vermont USA and your experience at the Miss USA pageant.
I really, really looked forward to going live on television. It was a huge dream for me. And most of the time that you're there, you're actually preparing for the live telecast. So I really feel
pictures right there, a rather statuette Miss Vermont.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, so from eons ago. But I just really feel bad for these girls because they have their one big shot, and so many people are just, so much money is put into this too, and time. And
I was going to ask you that four-letter word, time.
Yeah.
On average, to prepare for a pageant like Miss USA, what was your time commitment to that?
Several months. You know, but some of these women, you know, they start from the time that they're very young little girls, and this is their big dream. Like I said, this is the Super Bowl of pageants. So this is huge, and this could lead to a lot of other opportunities. So they're really counting on being seen and being out there, and it's more than just having a good time. You know, for them, it's their career, it's business. It could lead to other opportunities. So it's just a huge disappointment.
And of course, we get the word first. We had the business dispute, right. Univision, then NBC.
Right.
But then just this morning, to my recollection, the news that the hosts were going to step aside. Is this piling on and just a political reaction?
It's just like, what's next, really, with this? And it's just like one thing after another after another. And it's like, what's going to happen to the 51 contestants? Nobody's thinking about them. I just feel like it's a huge abandonment for them. And there's going to be a lot of falling out, I think, but I'm really hoping that Donald Trump can pull through, and I believe that he will. I mean, I think that if anybody can pull through the tough times, it definitely is Donald Trump. I think he's in a position to do that. In terms of his own abilities, there's a lot that's against him right now in terms of people turning on him, but I think that he has the psychological ability as well as other abilities to pull through.
Well, you talked about Donald bouncing back. Mm-hmm. What about the future of Miss USA, Miss Universe? Are we looking possibly at the end of this particular franchise?
This has been going on for so long before Donald came into the picture. I don't think so. I think that they have so much support around them, and it's such a big thing that even if they're going through hard times right now, I think that they will pull through. It's like, again, it's the Super Bowl of pageants. It's like the Super Bowl not happening this year. You know, that's how big it is. So I really think that things will come around, and once people calm down and really start thinking logically about this, something, you know, will turn out in the future somewhere.
Just curious, in terms of Donald Trump's involvement, when you were a contestant, when you were Miss Vermont USA, how much interaction was Trump there a lot of the time?
Well, actually, the first year I was in it was the year that I was in it was the first year that he owned the pageant, and so I really didn't get a lot of interaction with Donald Trump at the time. And actually, you don't get a lot of interaction with the judges. You spend a lot of your time working on choreography and really preparing for the show, and that's pretty much what you do there.
Last 30 seconds. I'm not going to ask you to psychoanalyze Donald Trump, but you said psychologically he's well prepared. He's used to getting what he wants. Do you think this will be resolved in the final analysis? Not this year, but on down the road.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Absolutely.
And
I have no
so
doubt.
for now,
I have no doubt.
streaming from the Miss USA site, that's the way people will have to watch it on July 12th.
And I think they will. I think it's still going to be huge, and people are going to gravitate to it wherever it is, for sure.
All right, very good. And everybody
I'll
has
be watching.
computers. So,
I'll be
Dr.
watching.
Lisa Palmer, we appreciate you coming by to be watched right here on Newsmax Prime. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
And after all this, maybe, Lisa, somebody else wants to take a vacation, so Newsmax wants to send one lucky couple on a 7-day Silver Sea cruise to the Caribbean this winter. The luxury cruise aboard the Silver Wind, of course, the trip of a lifetime. Now, to win it, you need to enter our sweepstakes. Visit newsmax.com/sweepstakes. That's newsmax.com/sweepstakes.